arrived on the scene here in Tampa, and I'm actually going to get a chainsaw out and try to saw these girls out of here. And I'm just sitting here kind of meditating on the best way to go about this. Because as you can see, this tree is rather large. So here, pretty soon, I'm going to crank up the chainsaw and start going after it in best estimation I can come up with to attack the matter. Alright, I got this first section out of here to expose them, and the bees are now all of a sudden very antsy, and had to smoke them some, understandably. Here's the first section I cut out, and sometimes you can't help but cutting into comb when you're opening these things up at first. You got to see where everything is, and you don't have X-ray vision to see where you need to cut exactly and how deep. Alright, I'm going to continue to chop away at it little by little. Alright, I got bigger sections taken out, or more sections, should I say. So what I did is I turned my flashlight on and looked down this tunnel, and I've determined that there are no bees down there. I know you can't see with all the smoke, but I'm smoking down there just to make sure. And now I'm going to spray Honeybee gone back in that area, so I don't have to worry about that section anymore, and I don't have to cut anymore over there. Why waste time cutting if there's no bees back in there? So now you can see these piled up right here. I got a plan going more toward the right in a least intrusive way possible, but I'm at least going to take this section out and then try to look down there and see what I have going. Obviously, in this situation, it's hard to save every bee and every piece of comb and all that, but you got to do what you got to do. Okay, right now as it stands, I got this section out. Like I filmed before, I cordoned off that area to the left with Honeybee gone. Smoked it first and then Honeybee gone. So, look at this. I was able to cut the very top of the comb that was all going back that way, in the corridor. And I was able to pull all these combs out, thank God, without cutting more into that tree, okay? They lucked out today and I lucked out. Now, I haven't found the queen yet, but this, you know, it'll be icing on the cake if I do find her, and I probably will. But look at all this brood comb I pulled out of here intact, of which I need to rubber band into frames pretty soon here and put into my hive. But let's take a look down here. And let's see if we see the queen hanging out here just for the heck of it right now. You never know where you're going to see her. Especially, you know, if she survives in a situation like this. But I think there's a good chance she's in here because look at this. Look down that corridor. And I don't really see too much more comb down there, thankfully. So worst comes to worst, I'm not going to do any more cutting. All that would do is just destroy those bees down there. What I'll do is gently start smoking them first and look for the queen to come out. And then, well, I won't Honeybee gone until well into that game, especially if I won't use any Honeybee gone until I find the queen. Let's put it that way. But I'm gonna get, like I said, I'm gonna get all these girls rubber banded into my hive, and then I'm gonna get working on that part right there. But first, I'm gonna spend a couple of more minutes looking for the queen, and then I'm gonna put all of this in frames. Okay, I have this hive down here still, and I cut out several combs of brood. Luckily, this dog is my friend, but I think he knows to stay back. So anyway, 4 combs, actually 3 brood combs, and then another one with pollen and honey. So, you know, right now I could opt to get the vacuum cleaner and start trying to vacuum these bees up. But what I'm gonna do is just set my hive up here, and I'm gonna just start smoking them out. I really don't feel like dealing with the vacuum cleaner right now. I can smoke these ladies out in a controlled manner to where, you know, I can watch for the queen to come out. And even if the queen comes out, she's probably gonna be attracted to this area and or my hive. So I just don't want to, you know, start sticking a vacuum tube way down there and causing more casualties right now. I just can't get my arm back in there good enough, I don't think, safely. So I think smoke is the most efficient method at this point. I know some of you out there may disagree with that, but it's just what I feel like doing today. Let's see if we see the queen here real quick. I'm sure if she's still alive, she's most likely back there. So at this point, I'm actually very pleased with how this is going, because when you start cutting into a huge tree like this, anything can happen. It's just, sometimes it's just not safe for yourself, even. There's things that can happen. You know, I had to watch to make sure this tree wasn't going to snap and then fall into me. I mean, there's just all kinds of things that could happen. You just have to be mindful of. And I'm by no means any tree expert, so for what it's worth, everything's going good so far, and I'm about to get the smoke and the queen clip and stick my hive up here. All right. So here's the front side, but I'm also dealing with a back door they have. So I came back here and I looked for the queen to see if she was hanging out. You know, maybe I thought I'd get lucky. So what I'm gonna do is smoke them off of here and back in through there to kind of run them out the other front side where the hive is. And then I'm gonna kind of spray Honeybee gone back here so they won't be wanting to orient right here. I don't want to be having to be running back and forth. Obviously, I'm on final approach at Tampa International, but things could be worse. I'm actually in a good mood right now. I don't care about jets right now making noise. All right, I just hope that this hollow portion doesn't go too much further. I'll find out soon. All right, I'm slowly but surely driving them out. See all the congregating out here, obviously. There's a song by The Fix on their 1989, actually 88 album, Calm Animals, called Driven Out. Driven out, holding out, day by day survival. Y'all need to look it up, but that's my other theme song right now, is Driven Out by The Fix. Oh, look at that. There's comb right there on the wall. Look at there. There's a little bit of comb back there left. Let me see if I can pry that loose. But in the meantime, I'm also being very careful. Look at all these bees attracted to my hive right now. Not enough, though. They're not attracted to it enough yet. I need to up the ante. But they're getting the hang of it a little bit. Things could be worse. Got plenty of daylight left. Let's see what's going on back here. See, they're not really congregating back here because I sprayed Honeybee Gone, smoked, and then Honeybee Gone, you know, back through there. So this is kind of a clear area right now, so to speak. Good. All right, so let me try to pull that other comb out of there and then proceed emptying out the cavity. Driven out, holding out, day by day survival. Oh, that's right, driven out. I've been looking for the queen as all these bees come out and pile into my hive, but I haven't seen her yet. Mark my words, I'm gonna find her. Y'all just watch. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm gonna find her. Ah, yeah, come to Papa. Come to my hive. By the way, I put just a little bit of lemongrass oil on and in my hive. I mean, just a couple of drops. You don't need to overdo that either. Just like with Honeybee Gone, you don't need to overdo it. It's interesting to note, I haven't seen the queen yet, but look at this procession up to my hive. And I hadn't even smoked them for about 5 minutes or so. But they surely are attracted to my hive from this tree. See this down here, this staging point? Look at that march. So at this point I gotta wonder, did the queen get in my hive and I just didn't see her? We'll find out soon enough, or you never know. I mean, I may not find out until tomorrow. But all I know is I've got to get all these bees out of this tree before nightfall and have them oriented to my hive. So I got some more driving out to do. See what kind of traffic we have left in here. Yeah, there's still some more in there. Not nearly as many. But I think they're finding to get more and more hostile in there, and I just need to do it before dark. Okay, yeah, now the light's on. Now look back in here. That goes a long way. And luckily I didn't have to cut back there. I was able to pull long pieces of comb out and then smoke and Honeybee Gone and drive them all out. As per my theme song a little bit earlier, courtesy of The Fix. So look at that. No more bees, essentially, okay? None. No bees down here. They're all up here, and I'm about to put the migratory lid on top and let them settle in over the next hour. We'll see if I find the queen tomorrow when I look in there. All right, still waiting for nightfall, but things are settling down more and more. See all the ones still flying around. But those are gonna go in my hive at nightfall completely. Sunset here in Tampa. Settling in a little bit more. All right, I'm about to close these girls up. So let's take a look in here. I don't see any bees. All right, here they are the next morning in my backyard, safe and sound. And I am about to go into the hive and look for the queen. Even in this situation, I may not be able to spot the queen because there's a lot of empty frames where they're building and she could be bundled up with them, but there are 4 pieces of comb in there, 4 frames with comb on it that hopefully she's on if she's in there. So let's check it out. Alright, next morning, found the queen. There she is. Alright, let me close them up and we're good to go. Right on, she made it into the hive.